Wilbur Ross Jr. is an American businessman who served as the 39th United States Secretary of Commerce from 2017 to 2021. A member of the Republican Party, Ross was previously chairman and chief executive officer of W. L. Ross & Co. from 2000 to 2017. Before founding W. L. Ross & Co., Ross ran the bankruptcy restructuring practice at N.M. Rothschild & Sons in New York beginning in the late 1970s. In April 2000, Ross left Rothschild to found W. L. Ross & Co. Ross was a banker known for acquiring and restructuring failed companies in industries such as steel, coal, telecommunications, and textiles, later selling them for a profit after operations improved, a record that had earned him the moniker King of Bankruptcy. Ross has been chairman or lead director of more than 100 companies operating in more than 20 different countries, named by Bloomberg Markets as one of the 50 most influential people in global finance. Ross was previously an advisor to New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani on privatization, and was appointed by President Bill Clinton to the board of the U.S.-Russia Investment Fund. On November 30, 2016, then-President-elect Donald Trump announced that he would nominate Ross to become the U.S. Secretary of Commerce. On February 27, 2017, the Senate confirmed him in a 72-27 vote. He was sworn into office on February 28, 2017. At age 79, he was the oldest first-time cabinet appointee in U.S. history. Ross was born on November 28, 1937, in Weehawken, New Jersey, and grew up in nearby North Bergen, New Jersey. His father, Wilbur Ross, was a lawyer who later became a judge, and his mother, Agnes, a descendant of Irish people, was valedictorian from Sacred Heart Academy in Hoboken and taught third grade in North Bergen for 40 years. Ross attended Xavier High School, a Catholic school, and college preparatory school in Manhattan. He ran track and was captain of the rifle team. He graduated in 1955. In 1959, he received a bachelor's degree from Yale College, his father's alma mater. At Yale, Ross edited one of the literary magazines and worked at the radio station. His dream was to be a writer. He enrolled in an English course that required writing 1,000 words by 10 a.m. every day. After 2 weeks, he ran out of things to write about and dropped the course. His faculty advisor at Yale helped him get his first summer job on Wall Street. In 1961, he received a Master of Business Administration degree at Harvard Business School. In 1963, he joined what became Wood, Struthers and Winthrop. There, he liquidated the portfolio of its venture capital affiliate. He then worked for Faulkner, Dawkins and Sullivan, an institutional securities research company, where he rose to become president of its investment banking operation. The firm was sold to what became Shearson Lehman. In 1976, Ross began his 24-year employment with the New York City office of Rothschild & Co., where he ran the bankruptcy restructuring advisory practice. By 1998, Ross was involved in 8 of the 25 biggest bankruptcies to date, including Drexel Burnham Lambert, Texaco, Public Service of New Hampshire, and Eastern Airlines. In the 1980s, Donald Trump's 3 casinos in Atlantic City were under threat of foreclosure from lenders. Ross, who was then the senior managing director of Rothschild & Co., represented investors in the casino. Along with Carl Icahn, Ross convinced bondholders to strike a deal that allowed Trump to keep control of the casinos. In November 1997, under Rothschild & Co., Ross started a $200 million fund to invest in distressed securities. In its first year, it earned a 15.2% return. In April 2000, just before the dot-com bubble burst, Ross founded W. L. Ross & Co. and raised $450 million to buy the fund from Rothschild and make additional investments. By 2003, the fund had averaged a 30% return. In 2006, Ross sold W. L. Ross & Co. to Invescap. In February 2002, W. L. Ross & Co. founded International Steel Group. He first agreed to buy the assets of bankrupt Temco Watt for $325 million, paying $11 per ton of capacity when other firms were trading for $200 per ton of capacity. A few weeks later, George W. Bush slapped a 30% tariff on many types of imported steel. A year later, W.L. Ross & Co. acquired the assets of bankrupt Bethlehem Steel. As part of the bankruptcy reorganizations, these companies shifted their huge pension liabilities to the government-backed pension benefit Guarantee Corporation. Ross had support from the United Steelworkers, negotiating a deal to save some jobs. In April 2005, W.L. Ross & Co. sold International Steel Group to Mittal Steel Company for $4.5 billion, half in cash and half in stock, and made 12.5 times its original investment. Ross personally made a $260 million profit on his $3 million investment and gained a seat on the board of directors of Mittal Steel, after outbidding Warren Buffett, who offered $579 million. W.L. Ross & Co. acquired Burlington Industries for $620 million and combined it with Cone Mill,